12th of July, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua.
Okay. Tell Yechiel we can see him. Okay. Fine. Let's go. Okay. Pinhas, we're up to.
I think we have one more Rashi to do.
Yeah, on the pasuk.
Let's see. It's Yud Gimel.
Yeah, Yud Gimel. Leloikov. No?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Who was reading? Now you were reading what?
Yeah, maybe it was me, I forget, but okay, I'll do it. Okay, so Lelokav, Bishvil Elokav. So it means
pointing out that the word lamed can mean for rather than two.
So Lee
That's what Rashi's pointing out.
can mean for. Okay. So let's see. Kimo, Amikane Atali. So this is a pasuk from someplace. Okay. Oh, above it says. Okay. So are you, I guess, jealous for me?
Right.
Okay, that's what the lead would be. Okay, in parentheses, he says, Bishvili, for my sake. Okay. Let's see. The next example is Vikineti Litzion. I will be jealous for Sion. Okay.
Right.
And he says
On behalf of Tzila.
on behalf. Okay.
Right. So what Rashi's pointing out over here is if your person is zealous, two, you could mean it means really two means against.
This comes here. I'll show you it first. This comes here.
Okay, so right here, and Rashi's pointing out that doesn't mean that. In words, it's being jealous or zealous on behalf of Tzion. That he wasn't zealous to God, meaning Kilu, he acted zealously, which would give a connotation of that he was zealous against Kodesh Baruch Hu. On the contrary, the Lamed over here indicates on behalf of Hashem, for the sake of Hashem. That's what Rashi is pointing out over here. Okay. Lou, pasuk Yud Dalet.
B'shem ish Yisrael ha mukeh asher huka es hamid yanis Zimri ben Salu Nasi base of the Shimoni. The name
Base of Lashimoini. Right.
La Shimoni. The name of the Israelite man who was slain with the Midianite woman.
Who was slain with the Midianite woman. The name of the slain Israelite man who was slain with the Midianite woman, his name was Zimri ben Salu.
The prince of a father's house of the Shimonite.
Right, Shimonites. Okay.
So Rashi says, Shem Ish Yisrael V'Gomer. Name of the Israelite man, etc. B'makom sheyiches es hatzadik l'shevach, in the place where it traces the ancestry of a righteous one for praise. Yiches es harasha lignai. It gives the ancestry of the evil one for disparagement. Nisi Vase of the Shimoni, a prince of a father's house of the Shimonite.
By the way, this interesting point is, this is one of the major rules, is that, I guess you have a saying in English, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Whereas we want to say that if one of the descendants does a major sin, right? But Torah is pointing out over here, there's some element of cause for that sin, I mean some character flaw necessarily, which brought about that sin, which came from this person's Zimri's ancestors. That's what Pshat Zeicha, and obviously on the positive side, a person does a mitzvah or great deed, some other thing, then we say that the result, the potential and the how shall I say, what else? Not just potential, but the catalyst, let's call it, to bring about this person doing this great Maisa came from the good merits of his ancestors. Means the innate character traits which he may have inherited from his ancestors, that gave him the inspiration and instigated the person to do the good deed. That means Zeicha Tzadik Livracha, Zeicha Rosh Lignai. That's what he mentions over here. Okay.
Nisi Vase of Lashimoni, a prince of a father's house of the Shimonite. Le'echod me she avos, for one of the 5 houses of fathers.
Yeah, father. Yeah, it really means a clan. Beis Av is a clan. Means it's really the father's house. Literally.
Shehayu l'shevet Shimon, that the tribe of Shimon had.
It means the tribe of Shimon was subdivided into 5 different Bati Av. It's like kind of family clans. Okay, he was right. It's interesting. It's interesting that according to Chazal, Zimri was synonymous with Shlumiel ben Tzuri Shaddai, who's mentioned in the beginning of Parshas Bamidbar and also otherwise as the Nasi of the tribe of Shimon. Where is it? The Shimon Shlumiel ben Tzuri Shaddai. So, but according to what's mentioned over here, he was only necessarily the head of one of the family clans, but not of the entire tribe of Shimon. Okay?
So let's see, where was I? Lahodia Cho shel Pinhas, to inform you of the praiseworthiness of Pinhas. She'af al pi shezeh haya nasi, even though this one was a prince, lo
Zimri,
na es atzmo. He did not restrain himself. Mi lekane lechilul Hashem, from avenging the desecration of the name. Lechach hodiacha hakasuv. Therefore, the verse informs you, mi hu hamukeh.
Mukah, yeah.
I have hamukeh.
It could also be, yeah.
Is the one who was slain. So in other words, it's saying that
This is emphasizing Pinchas's greatness.
killing this guy, even though he was a prince.
Right. Okay, let's continue. Pasuk Tes Vav. Meir.
Okay. B'shem ha'isha hamuka hamidyanit Kazbi vat sur rosh umot beit av b'midyan hu. Okay, so the name of the woman was Cosby Bat
Midianite,
Sur.
right.
So she was a
The name
Midianite.
of the slain Midianite woman was Cosby Basur.
Oh, okay. Who, let's see, so he, I guess, but not Bat, but Tsur was the head of the nation of the
Almost base Av
house
Binyan,
in Midian.
right. So again, almost base Av. He was the head of a clan.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Rashi. B'shem ha'isha hamuka v'gomer. L'hodiacha, to let you know, sin atan shel midyanim. So that's the hatred,
Correct.
okay, of the Midianite people, I guess. Oh. But is that, which way is that?
Shefkiru Bas Melech Liznus.
Oh.
Can you imagine it was in all the tabloids, right? Headlines in the newspaper. Okay?
Right. Okay. So they let all their
They even allowed their daughters, that right? Bas Melech, even she was a princess, they let her be promiscuous.
Kedei l'hachati et Yisrael, to make Israel sin.
Right.
Okay. Then the next Rashi, it says Rosh Umot V'Gomer.
Right.
It was the head of the peoples. Echad Mechameshet Machet Midyan. Oh, so he was one of 5 kings in Midian. Okay. Oh, looks like Et Evi, the Et Rechem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is referring to a passage later on, 31:8, where it mentions all the 5. This is talking about when the Jewish people went out to war against Midianites and they wiped them out. So it mentions who were the 5 heads of the clans of the Midianites.
Oh, okay.
That says it's Evi Vesrekim Esor Veschor Ves Reva. So he was number 3 mentioned there.
Right.
This number, this Mr. Tzor,
Oh, okay.
he was number 3, as mentioned over there. Now,
Okay.
Rashi carries on.
Okay. Hu haya chashuv mikulam. Oh, he was the most important of them.
Right? But Shnema Roish Umois. In this passage it says he was the head of the
Nations. Okay.
of all the clans,
Of
right?
the clans. Okay, right. Ulafisha nahag bizayon ba'atzmo.
And since he degraded himself, the Hafkir Bitoy to allow
Did his
his
brother go free?
to be
Hafkir.
promiscuous.
Oh,
Right.
promiscuous. Okay. Minao shlishi.
It's demoted him to 3rd position.
Oh, so he was the first. Okay, I got it.
Originally the 1st, but because he, as he went down in his ratings.
Okay, very good. Lou, I
Yeah.
have a message for you. Your wife just left.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so next Rashi.
Yeah, by the way, I want to point out an interesting thing. There seems to be
okay.
somewhat a contradiction between these 2 Rashis. On the one hand, it says you see how much they hated the Jewish people, the Midianites, that they were
Mhm.
willing to allow even a princess to be actively involved in causing the Jewish people to sin.
Right.
Yet the Pasuk says, because he allowed his daughter, he was demoted from his position of being the head of all the clans. He now was demoted to 3rd place. So
Wow.
did they approve of it or they didn't approve of it? So l'chayra, the pshat is that thing, you often find that, particularly among the things, like unofficially, everybody knew that we hate the Jews. Mamela, he was willing even to allow his daughter. But officially, we can't do such a thing. That's a terrible thing, which he did, right?
Right.
I mean, I think of, it happens to be, what you call it, in the news right now. I mean, I give an example, the British Prime Minister, right? That he was caught partying during Corona or whatever. I think that was the main issue why he was, I'm not sure what it was. It's irrelevant, but anyway, but I'm saying, I'm sure everybody was partying during Corona. There's not, people weren't, behind closed doors, people weren't enjoying themselves and having parties together. But since he was the prime minister,
Yeah.
and it became public knowledge, oh, terrible, terrible, this, right? When really everybody was doing it, but officially it couldn't be sanctioned officially. It's the kind of same idea over here as well.
He's the example, and if they know he did it, then people
Right, exactly. Okay.
would
Just
do
the
it
idea
even if.
over here as well.
That's right.
That's why they officially had to, how do you call it?
Well, I think he was demoted, or he had to step down, didn't he?
Yeah, so here as well. So here, this Tzor, officially they had to, so what's the word? I forgot. Criticize
say
is another word.
Demoted his status, really.
Right,
Sanctioned.
because he
They
had done such a thing. What?
They sanctioned him.
Okay.
Right. Okay, let's continue. Base of,
Okay, Beisav, that's the father's house. Chamishi Bate Avot Hayu.
Neshek Bate Avot.
Okay, so there were 5 of these houses of the fathers. Okay. Ephah, Va'efer, Va'hanoch, Va'avidah, El Da'ah.
This is mentioned by the sons of Midian.
Oh, okay. Okay, so those were the names. And Vizeh, Haya Melech le'echad mehem. So one of them was
Saul was head of one of the clans.
clans. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor, taror es ha-midyanim vehi ki sem osam. Hashem spoke to Moshe saying, antagonize the Midianites and smite them.
Right.
So the word tzror, Rashi says, kemo zachor, it's like remember.
Rashi's talking about the shomor. Rashi's talking about the grammatical form. It's, in other words, note, all of them are punctuated in a similar way, with a komotz under the first letter and a cholam under the after the second letter, second root letter. Soror, zochor, shomor.
Lashon hoveh.
Hoveh.
It is an expression of the present.
Present tense, which means, the Parsha means is expressing an ongoing act.
Aleichem, it is upon you, le'ayev osam, to treat them as enemies.
Right. It's incumbent. Torah means harass them, antagonize them. So harass. I'm sorry. Yeah. Antagonize the Midianites. Why? Because you should should arouse and develop feelings of enmity towards them. Okay? And you should be doing this constantly. That's the Torah. It actually is actually an infinitive form. What Rashi's pointing out that the difference is, had it been punctuated under the tzadi with a shva sound, soror, then that would be in what you call it?
One off.
It's got the English word now. What do you call it? Imperative. Sorry, that's what. It would have been an imperative form. Okay, and now it's with a komotz under the tzadi. So Rashi's pointing out it's not an imperative; it's an infinitive form.
Wow.
And this sense over here means it describes an ongoing action. Be harassing, be antagonizing the Midianites.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We've got time for one more pasuk actually. Pasuk Yudches, Meir. We just read that. Blue did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Ki tzorarim heim lachem nichleihem asher nichlu lachem al devar pa'or al devar Kazbi bat nisi midyan achotam hamucha v'yom hamagefa al devar pure. So what's this? Let's see. Okay, so
Right. 1 second. We do the course business and we'll cover him again the file of our power. Okay. Says Rashi,
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Tzorim heim lachem. It was the chayra. It's the pasuk's telling you something very strange over here. It means we're supposed to go out of our way to arouse enmity against the people. What have they done already? Well, it's very rare that Kosh Baruch Hu tells us, arouse feelings of enmity and hatred towards this people. So Rashi's saying yes, because that's what the pasuk's telling us over here. Because they are antagonizing you. They are arousing antagonism among you. Why? With their schemes. The fact that they set up this scheme against you to cause you to sin, that is a tremendous act of antagonism towards you.
mhm.
Okay. Right. Okay. So let's see Rashi over here.
Oh, okay. Kitzorahem heim lachem begomer. Let's see. Shehifkiru b'notehem lizenut k'dei lechatotechem achar pior. Okay, so that they let their women go out to be harlots. Okay,
The Hatoisim wanted to lead you astray.
okay, after their god Peor. Okay. Viet Moav lo tziva lehashmid mipnei Rut. Oh, shehaita tida latzeit mehem kid ar amrinan b'bavakama. Okay, so what Hashem said that he commanded actually not to destroy Moab because of Ruth.
Rashi says over here, it's interesting that because Rashi here gives this reason, is because they didn't want Kosh Baruch Hu didn't want to destroy Moab, because since Rus was going to descend from them, therefore if the Kosh Baruch Hu told them to wipe them all out, Rus wouldn't have been able to be born. Okay. Yet elsewhere, Rashi says, where is it? I think it's the beginning of the Matters. Yeah, in chapter 31, Pasuk base, Rashi, the Pasuk says, Nakom nikmas b'nei Eis hamidyanim. So Rashi says, "V'lo meis hamoavim," not from the Moabites. Shamoavim nichnasu l'dava machmas yira. The fact that the Moabites wanted to Balak hired Bilam to curse the Jewish people, and also they were also party to the scheme to cause the Jewish people to sin. This was done out of fear. That the Moabites felt actually threatened, felt very threatened. The Midianites, they were living far away, so they shouldn't have been needed to feel threatened. But the Moabites were mamish next door, and they were the Klal Yisrael was right there. Were right there in front of them, so they had reason to be afraid, and therefore they thought they could use all means at their disposal to be able to rid themselves of the Jewish people. So even though obviously it wasn't correct, at least it was understandable, even though it wasn't justifiable, but it was understandable that they did this. Mela, therefore, they weren't punished to be wiped out. But the Midianites had absolutely nothing to worry about. So what were they coming along now and trying to cause the Jewish people to sin? Okay, for therefore Kodesh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu, wipe out the Midianites. The Moabites, he did not tell them to wipe out. That's what Rashi is mentioned over here. So here it's mashma, and it's by chapter Lamed Aleph it's mashma because they were somewhat justified. Not maybe again, justified is not the right word. They were it was understandable that why they did what they did. Mela, they weren't exactly deserving of such a severe punishment to be wiped out. Okay? Whereas here Rashi says the reason why they were Moabites were spared was because of Ruth. And the first will explain it. Maybe we'll see it then tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem. I'll mention again tomorrow this point with this apparent contradiction in Rashi. Okay? Fine. Okay. Wish everybody a very good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Well.